Alright, hopefully this is going to be all in sync and I don't mess this up. Welcome to Pavlov. This is pause that. This is basically CSGO in VR. We are going to go over some of the basics and then some of the modes. First, we'll start with reloading pistols. Now, almost all the pistols function the same, the exception being these two, but we're going to start with this one, just so you have a feel. Quite simple. You shoot out, and then you press this button, and that drops the magazine out. And then you press trigger, which is this one, and you just put it by the magazine, and there's a bullet in the chamber so I can keep shooting, but let's say that you're out. This is how you know you're completely out, is the slide will stick backwards. So you grab trigger, you put it in, and now you have two options here. You can either press trigger on the slide, or you can press the same button you used to drop the mag. Now slide it forwards. You can continue shooting. And that goes for all of these. So goes for all of those. Now for the revolver, you got 5. And now you press the button, you press B or Y depending on what hand you have it in. I have it in the right hand, so I press B. And it moves the slide out. You have to tip it upwards so the bullets drop, and you have to grab each bullet with trigger on your hips one at a time. You can grab from either hip, doesn't matter, but then you have to stack. This is also very fun to play Russian roulette with. And now for this one. This one, you cannot drop the magazine from. You have to instead press trigger on the magazine to remove it. And now see, it won't shoot, but then you press trigger on the slide here. Slide it back. And you can shoot. Now, I believe all pistols can get a suppressor on it. There you have them. With the exception of the Deagle gets a bigger suppressor. Suppressors make it quieter and reduce damage. I don't think, the revolver can't get any attachments on it. I have no idea what this is, but it can get. Let's go to grenades. All grenades will function the same in this sense, so we're just going to do this one. You press trigger near the pin, and you pull it. Now you can hold it in this state for as long as you want, because the lever there is what activates the grenade. Now if you press trigger in the hand that you're holding the grenade in, you let go of the lever, and now it's cooking. If you hold it too long, you die. And same goes for this grenade. Now we're going to demonstrate the other way, and that is just to throw it. Once the pin is full, there's no way to get the pin back in. Flashbangs are useless. All they do is do a little bit of pain and leave a small ring in your ears. And now we're going to go on to, let's do the pump action shotgun. This one's pump action. Shot. Have to pump. Don't be deterred from it being a shotgun because it has quite the range. Now this one, similar to the revolver, you have to put a single shell in at a time using trigger. And if you want to get an extra shell in, make sure that's forward, meaning there's one in the chamber. And you'll know when it's full because either you're counting or you can't get another one. And that's how you reload the shotgun. Now, this one, no pumping required. So let's reload. And let's say that see we are completely out of ammo, nothing in. Let's put one in, and the slide on this one is right here. Press trigger, pull it back, a shell will go in the trigger, and now you can shoot again after you throw it. This one is the most intimidating of the shotguns, as it is drum mag, so none of that single shell, you get a full magazine. You are allowed to press B with this one to drop the magazine or grab it. It is fully automatic. And once it's out, you can press B or grab it with trigger. You press trigger on your hip to grab another one, and the slide is here. And now we're just going to switch to the AK for a quick second because it's almost an AK frame on that. And the slide for the AKs are both here. The difference between these two is this one shoots a bit slower and can't have attachments. This one shoots faster and can have attachments. Okay, we're going to go back to the double barrel. This one is the closest to a revolver you're going to get actually, because press B to open it up, flip it upside down to remove the shells. Now, that's the reason why you don't leave it upside down, is they will fall back out. 2 shots, pretty powerful. Now, this is the biggest pain in the butt to reload, the LMG. And so when it gets red hot like that, it'll stop shooting, and most people will think, oh, I can't shoot, I still can. It's a temporary jam. Empty. And then for some reason it has this weird glitch where it says it's more, but there's not. So what we're going to do is you have to grab the magazine out. You can't press B or box mag. And you have to press trigger here and lift this up. Press trigger around the thing. I recommend pulling it back like this and loop it over. And loop it over. Bring that back down, and the slide is and you can continue shooting. This, I don't think has attachments. You can put a sight on it, and that's it. And the suppressor, and the grip. Right. Now to the Uzi 9mm. I want to make sure it wasn't the Mac 11, which it actually might be. Regardless. Very nice. You can press trigger or press B to drop it. Trigger on the hip, you get another magazine. Slide is up here, and you can just press trigger. Now, if you want to check to see if there's still a bullet in the chamber, if you don't want to look, if you pull back gently, but it'll lock backwards like that when it's out. Now, these two are basically identical. You can press B or use trigger. And the slides for both of them are up here and here, both on the left side. Identical, almost everywhere. This one took me a while to figure out. This one's similar to the AK, slides right there. But this one, you have to press trigger on that, because that is the magazine. Trigger on the hip, put it there, smack the slide down, and you can shoot. Now, if there is a bullet in the chamber, you do not have to slide it back. I just want to show you guys where the slide is. P90, you have to grab the magazine out and you have to fiddle with it a little bit to put it in, because you smack the controller every time you try. Slide is right here in the front. You are not allowed to press B on that. That covers it for this wall. Now this one. Let's start with the biggest. The best decal. This one is a single shot, and you have to lift, pull backwards, grab a bullet, put it in, and then slide it back forward, and now you can shoot again. Now this will be the same for the op, and I don't remember about that because I don't use it, but if you shoot it one-handed, it drops out of your hand. Now let's go to the op. Lever lever action, but still has multiple shots. You cannot press trigger to drop the magazine. You have to press B, trigger on the hip for another magazine, slide it back, slide it forward, a chamber down. And like I said earlier, if you one-hand it, it drops out of your hand. Now for this one you have to do this, but it's not advised. So now I'm out. The thing is there. You can press B or trigger to drop it. Didn't really show it well there, but yeah, you can drop it then. And, oh, one got chambered. But the slide is up here on the front of the gun. Pull that back. You can do that. Alright, now for this one. Car 98. Drops if you shoot it one-handed. Lever action. Now this one is unique. It does not take a magazine, for it has an internal magazine in it. But what that means is you have to slide it back, grab a clip, put the clip in, and slide it forward. And just eject it too. But yeah. Now for the FAMAS. I hate it. You can either grab the magazine or press B. Magazine goes in the back. Slide is up in the front. Or in the middle, I guess. And you can shoot. Hate that gun. AK is already covered. M16. You cannot press trigger on the magazine. You have to press B. Put it in. And you can just press trigger on the slide. But if you want to check, or if you just want to be that guy, you can pull it back up here. And that's where the slide is. And the AUG, one of the most powerful of the assault rifles. You can either grab the magazine or press B to drop it. Trigger on the hip, and the slide is up here. Don't realize this there. That's where the shots come out of. But yeah, it's similar to the M16. You just have to press trigger and it goes forward. But if you want, you can pull it back. And that covers all the guns. And that is how you reload all of them. And that will be the end of this segment. The next segment will be an overview of the modes.